In this video, we are going to review Charlie Chaplin's most acclaimed movie, The Gold Rush. Let's begin. Big Jim, a gold prospector in Alaska during the gold rush, has just discovered a massive gold deposit on his bit of land when a snowstorm actually hits. While looking for gold, the lone prospector, Chaplin, becomes lost in the same snow. He stumbles inside the cabin of wanted criminal Black Larson. Larson tries to toss Chaplin out. When Jim falls inside, Larson uses his shotgun to scare both of them away, but is overcome by Jim, and the three agree to an unsettled ceasefire that allows them all to stay at the cabin. When the storm lasts so long that food runs out, the three draw cards to see who will have to venture out into the snowstorm to get some food. Larson loses and departs from the cabin. He comes across Jim's gold deposit while out looking for food and intends to strike him there when Jim returns. And in the meantime, the two survivors in the cabin become desperate, cooking and eating Chaplin's shoe. Later, Jim becomes insane and assaults Chaplin as a huge chicken. A bear enters the lodge and is killed at that instant, to provide them with meals. Both leave the cabin once the storm has passed, with Jim going back to his gold deposit while Chaplin moves on to a town. Larson uses a shovel to knock Jim out there. Larson is killed by an avalanche while escaping with some of the mined gold. After losing his memory as a result of the blow, Jim regains consciousness and wanders into the snow. When he gets back to the town, he remembers that he had discovered a sizable gold deposit, that the deposit was close to a specific cabin, and that he had stayed in the cabin with Chaplin. His memory has partially returned. However, he has no idea where the cabin or the deposit are, so he sets out in search of both. When Chaplin gets in town, he meets Georgia, a dance hall girl. To annoy Jack, a ladies' man who is making aggressive approaches toward her and pushing her for a dance, she decides to dance with the most ridiculous-looking tramp in the dance hall, Chaplin, who falls in love with her right away. When they meet again, she accepts his request to a New Year's Eve supper, but she does not take it seriously and quickly forgets about it. While waiting for her to come at the supper on New Year's Eve, Chaplin imagines entertaining her with a dance of bread rolls on forks. When she doesn't appear until after midnight, he travels around the streets alone, desperate. At that moment, she recalls his greeting and decides to pay him a visit. Finding his house empty but seeing the perfectly prepared dinner and a gift for her. When Chaplin comes to the dance hall, he receives the note from Georgia with an apology. He proceeds in quest of Georgia. But, at the same time, Jim discovers him and drags him away to look for the cabin, leaving Chaplin with only enough time to tell Georgia that he will soon return to her as a wealthy man. Jim and Chaplin find the cabin and spend the night there. Another blizzard throws the cabin partly over a cliff right next to Jim's gold mine overnight. The cabin is shaking dangerously over the cliff edge the next morning as the two struggle to flee. Finally, Jim manages to climb out and bring Chaplin to safety just as the cabin begins to crumble off the cliff. Both have gotten wealthier after a year, but Chaplin has never found Georgia. They return to the contiguous United States on a ship. Surprisingly, it also carries Georgia. When Chaplin agrees to dress up in his old clothing for a photograph, he slips down the stairs and runs into Georgia again. The confusion is cleared up after she wrongly believes he is a stowaway and tries to save him from the ship's crew, and both are blissfully reunited. And that's how the movie comes to an end. Please subscribe for more movie recaps and thanks for watching.